My dad once almost got us all killed because he refused to admit his car had no brakes. Growing up, my dad had this thing about his older brother, Uncle Ray. Ray was the successful one. Bigger house, nicer truck. Always got the compliments at family gatherings. Dad couldn't stand it. So when Ray entered his restored '69 Camaro in the County Classic Car Show 3 years running and took home the trophy every single time, my dad decided this was the year he'd finally beat him. He bought a rusted-out '67 Mustang from a guy on Craigslist for almost nothing, and for 6 months it consumed his entire life. He'd come home from work, skip dinner, and disappear into the garage until midnight. He watched restoration videos obsessively, ordered parts he couldn't really afford, and talked about Ray's face when he sees this thing so often that my mom started leaving the room when he brought it up. The problem was, my dad isn't a mechanic. He's an accountant who likes the idea of being handy. The Mustang looked incredible. He was actually great at the bodywork and paint, I'll give him that. But underneath the hood, things were held together with what I'm pretty sure was a combination of hope and zip ties, and we weren't allowed to say anything about it, not one word. If you so much as raised an eyebrow when the engine made a sound like a dying animal, Dad would get this tight, hurt look and say, "You don't understand restoration. This is normal for a project car." My older brother once asked why there was a burning smell every time Dad backed it out of the driveway, and Dad made him spend the whole weekend helping in the garage as punishment, which mostly meant holding a flashlight for 8 hours. 3 days before the show, Dad decided we were doing a family test drive so he could practice his parking for the judging lineup. My mom, my brother, my little sister, and me all crammed into this car that smelled like gasoline and fresh paint, while Dad beamed like we were about to ride in a parade. We got about a mile down our road, this long hill that curves down toward the lake, when Dad went to slow down for the stop sign at the bottom, and nothing happened. The pedal just sank to the floor. I remember the exact sound my mom made. Not a scream, more like all the air leaving her at once. Dad started pumping the brake over and over, saying, it's fine," in this voice that did not sound fine at all. My sister was crying. He yanked the emergency brake and the back end fishtailed hard enough that we clipped a mailbox before the car finally juddered to a stop about 10 feet from the stop sign, half in someone's ditch. Nobody said anything for a second. Then Dad, shaking, turned around and actually said, "See, the emergency brake works great. We'll just remember to use that for the show." That was it for me. I'd spent 6 months swallowing every word, watching him pour money we needed for actual bills into this car, watching him drag my brother into being his unpaid mechanic, watching my mom go quiet every time the subject came up, and he was sitting there in a ditch telling us this was a feature. I said, "Dad, the brakes don't work. The car almost killed us. You can't drive this in the show, you can't drive this anywhere, and I'm done pretending this is okay because you're mad at Uncle Ray." The garage was silent when we got home. Dad didn't speak to me for 2 days, but on the 3rd day he came into my room and just sat on the edge of my bed for a while before he said, "I knew. I think I've known for weeks. I just didn't want to be the guy who quit." He didn't enter the show that year. Instead, he called a real mechanic, and the two of them spent the next few months actually fixing the car the right way. Slower, less flashy, way less obsessed. He entered it the following year, didn't win, and didn't seem to care nearly as much as I thought he would. Sometimes I think about that hill and how close we came to finding out the hard way, but mostly I think about how my dad finally let someone tell him the truth, and how much lighter he looked afterward, like he'd been carrying that car on his back the whole time instead of driving it.